What?
Right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, we're live.
I'm
Right, okay. Let's start because we're. Oh, wait, hang on. No, we can't officially start because I haven't started recording.
Oh,
Wait.
do you
It's
know
all right.
what?
It's all right. It's all right. Ready? Right, here we go.
No, I'm gonna hire someone else. You're
Right,
you're
there we
shit.
go. It's all right. It's fine. And look, I've even got a backup recording set up. Whew. Right. Okay. We're good. Right. Okay. So off we go. Right. Welcome to Hetero Life Mates, where we unravel current affairs with a twist on Imperial Panda, joined today by Tigs, exploring everything from the everyday issues to the wild world of conspiracy theories. Buckle up for a wild ride, where reality meets the unexpected. Do you know how difficult that was to say without tripping over my R's and W's? Anyway, Tigs, how are we doing?
We're doing good, and I
Yes.
should let the people know that he practiced that twice. Just saying.
I did. I actually practiced it before we went on. Now, I should say, if mics sound a bit trash, that's because we're feeling out how we go, and everything will be done in post-production anyway.
It's new.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
new.
It's all new. This is the part. I had this discussion earlier. Do we name it episode 1 or do we do pilot episode? And we felt pilot episode was probably
Pilot's the best.
better, wasn't it? So so if everything's blown out and it'll get better, it'll get better.
It will get better, and you'll love it because at the end of the day, like the title says, what does it say? Hetero Life Mates.
Hetero Life Mates, because we are Hetero Life Mates. And do you think we should probably explain slightly what or where the origins of Hetero Life Mates comes from? Because I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a niche reference.
It is very niche.
Yeah,
Very niche.
if you don't know it, you don't know it,
But people will know it, and this is a good thing because they will recognise it in their own life partners.
We're gonna make it drastically obvious to them. Just so that you're aware as well, there will be sections like everybody's who is here listening to the first inaugural live recording of this podcast. There is going to be plenty of this that will be chopped out in the final to air episode that you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.
Everywhere.
It's never too early to plug things.
No.
How cool are these? Like, I found, right, all this on YouTube and Twitch right at the moment. Every time we speak, there is a waveform that appears behind our character so that people know who's talking. And I'm not saying that I'm quite proud of it, but I am. Anyway.
I like it because every now and again I come in with a wave because you've done most of the talking right now, but carry on.
So I will shut up and let you have your moment of glory, I promise.
I don't like it. I like your voice. Carry on.
Thank you. Well, oh, darling. See, it's the Hetero Life Mates thing coming into play. So, of course, we are both pretty big Kevin Smith fans. And if you're not aware of the View Askew universe, it is a Kevin Smith sort of comic book universe that was created by Kevin Smith. And there are two titular characters, Jay and Silent Bob, and they describe themselves as hetero life mates. It doesn't matter that we later on find out that in fact one of them does also in fact like men. That doesn't matter. No,
because at the end of the day, we just want to point out I love him and he loves me. That's it.
And not just in a romantic way. No, anyway, that's for a later podcast. Awkward laughter commences. So I think what's best to do is explain that this is basically this entire podcast is just us introducing ourselves, really. Especially you, Tiggs, because obviously, like, particularly everybody in the Discord at the moment and watching on the YouTube channel, they already know me. But what they don't know is how important you are to me. And you are incredibly important.
Oh, that's nice.
See? You see, Hetero Life Mates, we will both... I mean, they'll find out as the weeks go on.
Yeah.
We will rip into each other quite intensely over some subjects.
To be honest, mate, I can't stand you sometimes, the way you talk.
Oh, Yeah, you're gonna find out.
We have difference of opinions, don't we? But we still are.
Yeah, but
We are still. If you can agree to a point and disagree to a point and still be friends, then that's what we are, I guess.
Exactly. Well, it's exactly the point, isn't it? That's how we are hetero life mates, because it doesn't matter how much we do disagree on. It can be a broad range of subjects, really, can't it? But
We do disagree a lot.
We do, yeah, predominantly on things like politics and conspiracy theories mainly. But to be fair, I think that we agree an awful lot on sort of life principles, really.
I think that brings us together mostly the life principles, how we were brought up, and
yeah,
although varied, quite varied
don't,
actually.
Don't fucking start.
No.
Don't start on the horses.
No. That will be another one.
No, we don't need to cover a podcast on horses.
Oh no, we do. No, because now you've mentioned horses, everyone's asking, "Oh, Panda, what's this horses stuff about?" And I will let you know in a later podcast. But for now, and just to add to that, Panda led me on to believe he was one of the commoners, but that's not true. We will bring that up on another podcast. However, we were brought up in very similar circumstances, and we were raised, and I think the life values that we have is what we both agree on, and what made us our hetero life mates, Jay and Silent Bob.
Indeed, and they are fabulous and wonderful. And yeah, no, I mean we don't need to cover that subject. Moving on in terms of
but we will.
The different types of atria and rings of houses and such.
Yeah.
Yes,
and the grounds and the acres that you owned, but still, we'll carry on.
Yeah. I'm actually the heir to a vast coal mine down in Cornwall. Yeah, no.
In Africa, you're lying.
Yeah, diamond mine. I'm actually a diamond slave trader. Yeah, that's the truth. I deal in blood diamonds. That's how I can afford to just sit around doing streams and shit like that. But I think I should just clarify to people on that are listening live and suggesting questions and things like that. I must remember to keep jumping back to Discord as well. I do see your messages. Tiggs will as well. At some point, but we're not ignoring you. It's just when we're talking, and if we do see any questions or anything that you have, we will get to them. And to Tolly, yes, I may have already attempted the podcast thing before. However, I have somebody now whom I love and trust dearly, and I know that they're going to be here every week, come hell or high water. So we have a winning combination on our hands here. I think it can be put no more simply than that. This is a winning combo that will see us. Well, look,
I think what our people need to understand, and you are our people, because if you're not, then you wouldn't be listening, and we love you very much. But the simple fact is, this is what me and Panda do all the time.
Well, yeah, that's the point, isn't it?
And the simple fact is, we just talk.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why we decide. I mean, like, they don't actually know that this podcast has theoretically been in the works and it has been conceptualized now for probably months.
Yeah.
We've actually been discussing it and deciding when was best and what kind of topics we should cover, and just generally what we would consider off limits. And now, obviously, we're not going to tell you what we finally decided was off limits, because we'll never hear the end of it. But needless to say,
sorry, Panda, just to interrupt you there. In terms of what we discuss, is obviously it's between me and Panda. It's just our opinions on life.
Yeah.
So what we find off limits, one of us will tell each other, "Whoa, hold on a second."
Yeah.
You are pushing it with me, my friend. Yeah. And then we'll agree to disagree, or we'll step back and we'll look at it from a different angle. Obviously,
Panda, that was an inside thought that came outside. You need to make sure that stays back inside your brain because
exactly
you can't go wandering around saying that.
Listen, yeah, don't ever mention that in public, otherwise you will be beaten hard.
You will be cancelled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even more so than normal. But yeah, well, needless to say, when we had the conversation about what was off limits, we actually only came up with one thing. So I think we're pretty much good to go. So I mean, to give a bit of a brief outline, pretty much the podcast is just going to be us chatting about anything and everything. We do have a segment that we're planning on doing because it's something that we quite like debating. I'm not sure whether we've actually ever agreed on one or not, but it is about conspiracy theories. We do like to discuss them. Have we ever had one that we agreed on? No. Sharp. No.
No, the whole time we've known each other, no.
There has never been a time where we have agreed.
Because, let's face the facts, whenever we do come up a conspiracy theory, even if we agree on the point that it could be valid, we then interrogate it to the point where we both disagree. So
yeah, to the point where even if we think it might potentially be valid, we still have to sort of fight about it. Yeah, so that's pretty much how it goes. So just trying to think about what the next. This is what the first sort of few episodes will be. It will be us kind of feeling our way through. How do we transition from one part to the next? Because obviously the first, how long have we been going? 10-ish minutes has been us just sort of rambling, introducing ourselves. So I guess the next...
Basically, it's all along the bollocks. We can talk about what we want. We can chat about what we want. You can ask questions and we'll try and infill in between. So let's go for it.
Exactly. Now, do you have anything that you would like to... Have you thought of anything that you'd like to discuss? Because I found a news article, and believe it or not, I have researched this, and it is true.
So it sounds like something you want to discuss that you've just slippily brought in.
No,
yeah, because you asked me if I wanted to discuss anything, and then you said there's an article that I've been reading. So let's go with your article then.
Just sort of standing there, kicking the ground, looking around, going, if there's anything you want to talk about, we can do that first.
Yeah. Let's go with yours.
Okay.
Let's go with yours because you blatantly planned that. Bitch.
I mean, no, it's not true. I hadn't planned it. I'm just trying to think of a natural segue into another part. But anyway, this is...
The segue would have been, well, I was looking at something instead of asking me if I had looked at something, but you clearly looked at something that was far more important than mine. So let's go.
I wasn't going for the rug pull. I promise.
You did. You did, and you succeeded. Land your plane. Let's go.
Okay, so this is it is an odd news article. You're never going to really get me bringing up only
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. No, that's another podcast. That's another. I do have a very successful OnlyFans. Actually, it's amazing what people are prepared to pay to watch a panda do obscene things to himself. But,
well, they're in the wild, aren't they? They can't reproduce. They can only do it once a year.
Girls got to pay the bills, man. Like,
you can get the other female pandas off. Mate, I'm sure the zookeepers will be paying you bucks to get them going.
I am not throwing any stones. You know, if you got it, you get that dollar, girl. You do what you got to do. However... we'll do the OnlyFans discussion thing another time because I think that is a vast source of untapped comedy.
Yeah, but so many people are doing it. Do you know what I mean? And it's,
but we
it's
haven't
all part
done
of a big movement. So no, we haven't done it, and I think ours will be the best.
Exactly.
But I'm just letting the viewers know. Just letting the viewers know.
Exactly. So the weird and wonderful news article that I found was, and I swear
it's very good after all of this build-up.
I swear to God, this is true. I swear to God, it is. Japan's Naked Man Festival ends after more than 1,000 years, okay? and it's an annual event commonly known as the Naked Man Festival. It came to an end after 1,000 years due to a declining population. Right, okay. And what it involves is hundreds of loincloth-clad men gathering at Kokosekaji. It's a temple in Ushu to wrestle for ownership of a bag of talismans blessed by the temple's chief priest. Now,
can I just ask something? If they're meant to be naked, why are they wearing loincloths?
Okay, that's not the angle I thought you were going with. I imagine that you were going to come with shock horror that you decided to pick a news story that revolved around naked men. But I'm glad that you.
I didn't want to launch a pilot with us talking about naked men, so that's why I threw in the loincloths to throw people off.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony said literal snoo reunion. Exactly. But I mean, okay, why would it, even if like surely this was kind of some sort of mass homoerotic event, which I'm not disparaging against. If anything, I'm kind of upset it's finished and I've only just learnt about it. Because I'm all for oiling up and slapping on a loincloth and wrestling. And especially for a bag of talismans. However,
I knew that was your life goal.
that was the oh fuck, I'm done now. That was my end goal.
Was last year, isn't it? That's what that loincloth was for last year. Now I know what you're talking about.
You want to get butt naked and wrestle? Yeah, no. But I also love the thought, like it crossed my mind. It was like, have they had to cancel the event because it turned out that actually this bag of talismans, because I'm assuming this bag of talismans has never been seen apart from by the shaman who blesses it. Like, did somebody find out that it's actually just a bag of Doritos? Or had the,
they've turned up and it's a bag of rocks. Yeah. Man.
You thought I got naked to roll around wrestling my fellow man for a bag of Oreos? You bastard! I thought one of these talismans was going to help find the eternal youth fountain or something. How dare you? But
it's like any sort of historical game that people play, like the cheese rolling down the hill. You got to chase it and catch a cheese, and like you're the best cheese runner. Like what's that?
How
you've got the people? You've got the whole villages playing against each other with a ball. Have you seen that one?
No. What's this?
Like two separate villages. They launch a ball, and then it's like the whole, and it's still played today up north.
Yeah, of course, up north.
In the middle of fucking nowhere, where they chase a ball, and these villagers are battering each other to get hold of this ball to get it back to their village, and it's just a constant battle, and it's like this hereditary. But I think back in the yonder years, a
kind of Hunger Games-esque. Whoever controls the ball controls the fate of the village. Yeah.
It was a complete honour, and it's like they didn't play it for a whole year, and they were like, "Yeah, let's go back to the next village. Let's throw a ball in the air and give us an excuse."
It's almost like I often think, like to myself, like how drunk or how much acid had two people taken when they decided these are a good idea. Yeah, like he sat there and look, Tiggs, we're a bit drunk, Have you ever considered? Yeah, I'm on Jesus juice.
Well, there you go.
And everybody knows Jesus wouldn't drink alcohol. But like you're sitting there and you're looking at your buddy and you're saying,
"That's
hey,
a big question we need to answer."
What?
Sorry to overtalk you there.
That's fine.
Why water into wine? Why not water into Lucas?
Oh, fucking hell. This is... yeah. If you want to really fucking blow my socks off, JC, why don't you turn that water into something that we haven't even fucking seen yet? We all know...
I'm talking about like electrolytes, like something that could supplement the people.
Yeah.
Why would you give them wine to get them pissed off their nut and then go, yeah, fuck it, let's hang him?
Maybe a protein shake, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Why? Yeah, we've all seen you with your sleight of hand tricks, JC. We saw how you knocked the glass of water off the table and quickly switched in the wine. We're not buying this. And he thought, shit, I'd probably wait a couple of 100 years and then have someone write the Bible for me because this lot have all seen what happened.
These are the questions that need to be asked that no one wants to ask. So, why wine?
Oh, mate,
listen, we all know what wine does to people. And water is a much better supplement.
I find it makes
wine.
them sexier.
Do you know what? Hey, baby. I am the Jesus.
Hey, baby. I'm up slightly drunk, but yeah, we've all been there. Oh no! Oh, hey, have you ever thought about the fact that we could blame Jesus once we got drunk? Like, the next morning, and you're getting a kick in from your missus or whatever because you've passed out with a bicycle pump up your ass in the hallway whilst attempting to get to. Hasn't everybody woken up with a bicycle pump up their ass? No, just me.
No.
Right.
No, I think that's the shoe there, Panda. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, that's.
I think you should cut that bit out because that's
awkward.
Revealing.
Yeah. So, one time it was a cucumber. I assumed I was attempting to scare a cat or something.
You're not really living up to our hetero life friends right now, are you?
Hey, it's in name, not in
yeah, I
actual...
think we should be very. I think we should be very clear to the viewers that this is a very camp show.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be the same if it wasn't. I thing is though, I think those people who actually know me though they wouldn't be shocked to know that I was quite camp even in real life. I know
you in real life.
I've had the question a number of times. Are you gay? And
I still ask the question. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, not all the way. Okay, not all the way gay. I mean, hey, I'm just saying.
The opportunity arrives.
Yeah, should oh no, I've fallen over and I can't get up. I hope somebody doesn't fall over on top of me. Should that situation arise, I mean, Tolly's just bye. Just say bye. I like to say trisexual. You're willing to try anything. Like I'm just saying, like if Cameron Diaz came out of somewhere and said I'd quite like to insert a turnip inside, I'd probably be like, okay, I'm willing to try this. Have I gone too far?
Let's tone it back a little bit.
Have I reached the line?
No, not yet, but you're on the verge.
Okay, good. It's all right then, because I mean we all knew the line was coming.
Mate, that went from talking about really sort of topical stuff to Diaz stuck in a turnip up your ass. So let's bring it back a little bit.
Let's just back. I was just trying to work out how we managed to skip from Jesus turning water into wine to suddenly having Cameron Diaz inserting a turnip. You take your.
Right, again, this is how the conversation flows. So you either keep up or you turn off. It's one of them.
It is going to be one of these podcasts. Yeah, you can't dip in and out.
What I like about our conversations is it gives me food for thought the next day. not how I wake up thinking about Cameron Diaz and a turnip.
Well, you are now. You see, you're welcome. Every time you see a turnip or a parsnip.
Yeah, or a parsnip.
Yeah, I mean,
was it a parsnip originally?
I think so, actually. I think that's where my brain was, but instead my mouth said turnip. Maybe because I was sort of... I don't know why, for some strange reason, I had Baldrick from Blackadder in my head. And now we are accidentally revealing our age because you can guarantee... I mean, the fact that there are a large number of European people in the recording... this evening probably have no idea what Blackadder is and will have no idea who Baldrick is.
No.
So we should probably move on.
Yeah, we'll go back to normal talk. Normal talk.
Yeah. So anyway, so naked Japanese men, we wandered far off the path on that one.
Let's move away from naked Japanese men.
No, you can't move away from naked Japanese men. If anything, you should shuffle closer.
Look at where we ended up. We don't need to talk about Japanese naked men anymore.
Fair enough.
And to point out, they weren't even naked.
Well, no. He kind of ruined it for me, to be honest, when I found out they all had lion cloths on. Because
No.
Okay. All right. Well, for me...
I want to hear you. No, go on.
I just thought it would have been funnier, just the thought of like 100 Japanese wangs all flying at each other over a bag of Doritos.
But that's hold on. We're looking at the talismans as we don't know what they are, but they could be very religious.
I mean, yes. I mean, I will admit I am sort of openly mocking the thought that... But, I mean, to be fair, I wasn't mocking it. I was just saying that I kind of liked the idea that it stopped because the talismans had been... Yeah, I mean, I quite liked the idea of that as well. But it was more the thought that it had to stop because they suddenly realised that the talismans had been switched out for, Lego pieces like 100 years ago or something, and that's why.
Right, I don't want to go too deep because but it has triggered me that the whole tradition, the whole tradition thing in life has just sort of slowly started to seep away.
I guess so. I think
it's more than likely why the tradition has started to fall away, because we don't like, what's the basic traditions now? Christmas and New Year's, or
sort of the more sort of commercialized holidays.
States, you still have 4th of July and stuff, but the traditional games and stuff is starting to fall away, isn't it?
I guess so. Really, yeah. I suppose realistically, it's normal. Well, I say normal. I mean, a lot of traditions are dying, aren't they? Just because they are sort of considered old-fashioned, and people don't sort of realistically want to be involved with it anymore. And some might be upsetting that they're going, but I think it's just simply because times have moved on more than anything. Like, I don't think people are so interested anymore in maintaining old traditions that maybe just don't really make sense anymore. Like, if you think about it, like here in England, we have something like maypole dancing.
Yeah.
Why do we still do that? For any other reason other than tradition? Like, we've fucking PS5s now, Tiggs. We don't need to dance around a pole in a town centre.
No. That's bullshit. No, that's bullshit.
We're off.
Now we're off. Okay? Because, listen. All right. This is.
Like, have you heard of an iPhone?
No, but this is where technology has done us right up the backside. Because listen, all right, if all of technology was to disappear tomorrow, all of the kids from...
I ain't gonna run for a fucking maypole, Tig. I can tell you that now. like, I'm not. If my iPhone dies tomorrow, I'm not running for a fucking maypole.
No, but all of those traditions were because they were the entertainment.
Yeah.
That's all it was the entertainment for the day.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
If you was to take away all the technology now, what you would have a land of zombies, because people would be walking about now going, I don't know what to do. I can't scroll through my phone. I can't Google nothing. It would be dead. So it would be zombie land. I'm telling you.
I mean, I'd be fucked because I crave the attention from streams. So I'd be in real.
I can't survive without a phone call a day. If I don't have one phone call a day, I think I'm on my own. 28 days later, no one else has survived.
Funny enough, 28 Days Later apparently is like disappeared off of. See, we're segueing into something else here. See, this is something else you can get. You can jump on your soapbox over it if you like, because I don't really have an opinion either way. But like 28 Days Later, for everybody who hasn't seen it, is basically it is a film version, the British version of The Walking Dead, but in film form and set in London. And I agree. I think it's a pretty great zombie movie. It's
dirty though. It's gritty, really gritty.
Yeah.
It's British form.
It's kind
gritty.
Yeah. It's not.
It's not nice. It's not nice.
No.
Put it that way.
For want of better words, it's not Americanized. And that's not a slight, because I think that there's tons of fantastic American movies. However, I tend to feel that sometimes stuff can be kind of Disney-fied.
100%.
Yeah, they kind of take, they kind of take the sting out of stuff sometimes.
Like the realism. The realism.
Yeah, like exactly.
I think a lot of it is the emotional realism, like the absolute.
Yeah. Like
the absolute, that bottomless gut feeling of
the destitution that would happen.
Yeah, I'm not going to survive this stuff. Yeah,
I might as well.
There's always that glimmer of hope in the Disney side of things. Yeah,
exactly. There's always that kind of we will survive, and push on, and everything will be fine. When in reality, it probably wouldn't be. But anyway, so that's a brief overrun of 28 Days Later. It's apparently not available on like any streaming platform at all, and apparently apparently, and really difficult to get hold of a DVD. And I was looking into this. What?
I think I've got the DVD.
Excellent. Well, then we will forever have a copy of 28 Days Later. So when the zombie apocalypse hits, we can put it on and be like, turns out they were more accurate than The Walking Dead. This is shit.
Do you know what? I think would be a fantastic podcast is how to survive from everyone's perspective a zombie apocalypse.
It's funny you should say
we've had this conversation. We've had this conversation.
We have. I mean, naturally, we survive in every conversation.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We lose everyone else, but me and you survive.
Yeah. And somehow we're happier. It's weird.
It is weird, but that brings me on to a take of the last zombie program that came out, and I don't want to call it out, but just saying.
The last what? Walking Dead?
The Last of Us?
Oh, The Last of Us! Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but I'm not ending up in that fence gate with you because I know how that ends.
What? I was saying to my darling wife that I would end up like I was talking right. We've been rewatching The Walking Dead and this is something I will get to this after we've had this because we keep jumping from one topic to another and we need to finish one before we move on.
Yes, we do. Yes, sorry.
I was rewatching The Walking Dead with my wife because we decided it's been long enough now and we haven't actually still finished it because it went on forever and we got bored. So we were rewatching it. And I was like, do you know what? It's actually starting to piss me off a little bit because there are many times in that program where they made life harder than it had to be. Okay. Specifically, the one scene I'm thinking of was when they take the prison at the beginning of season 3. Okay. Yeah. And they go through all that bullshit of running through the field and stuff when all the walkers are pressing their face up against the fence that they can't get to them. Why not just stab them all in the face right through the fence? Why? Yeah. Just do that. Yes, I have seen Zombieland, Dolly, and it's terrifying because they are fast moving and they think and it's horrible. But anyway, the point I was getting to, I was like, because obviously I was sat there and I was doing the man thing of, oh, well, come on, for fuck's sake, they could have just done this, this, and this. And I turned to her, I said, you do know I'd be about the only person who left alive in a zombie apocalypse because I'd be like that dude on The Last of Us who sealed off his house and he didn't let no one in. He just did his thing. And that is the key, as far as I'm concerned, to surviving a zombie apocalypse. Become a loner. Yeah, become a hermit. And that's that.
Stay where you are. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you try and get to where everyone else is going. That's going to attract the shit. Yeah. Stay where you are. you work out your surroundings. Where can you gather supplies? Where can you? Because guaranteed, everyone's leaving, so they're leaving their houses. They're empty. You've got a surplus.
Yeah, exactly. You're fine. Just stay put. That's
Stay where you are.
Panda and Tig's advice for the zombie apocalypse: stay put. What about food? That doesn't matter, Tolly. We would cross that bridge when we came to it. It's fine. Yeah, we've got tins of beans. We've got packs of pasta. We're good.
Stay where you are.
Clean water again. Rainwater. It's fine. We live in England, Tolly. Fresh water is not an issue. Literally, we've had enough fresh water fly out of the air in the last 2 weeks to last us a lifetime.
God, it's been bad, isn't it?
It's been rough, mate. Literally,
non-stop.
Because naturally I live sort of more out in the countryside because that is where ones of affluent means tend to live.
10 acres.
Now Tig cannot fucking throw me. He knows where I live. He's been to my house on multiple occasions. He knows I don't live on some country estate. Anyway, a lot of the feeder roads.
At the front of your house.
Yes, the butler will park your car momentarily. All the feeder roads round by, it's flooded. Everywhere's flooded. It sucks ass. But we're doing it again.
Doesn't it annoy you when people go through the floods and they speed past you? So you like your windscreen gets flooded with water and you can't see nothing. Sorry, that's just annoying because you drive. You don't drive. Your butler drives. Sorry, but.
Yes, and I do ask Jeeves to speed through the puddles if possible.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I do.
You the other day, actually, yeah.
I do find it rather funny when I see Norbert in his smart car crawling through the puddle, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. But anyway, to cut to what I was saying before we were talking about The Last of Us, do you know that finally we are getting the Walking Dead Rick story back tomorrow?
Are we?
Yeah, it was a shock to me as well. I saw the leaked trailer. I was like, oh, because I thought, it's going to be one of these. It's not real. It's fan made. No, it's genuine. It's back tomorrow. It's back. I don't know if it's back here. It probably is, but it's certainly back in the States. And it's called The Ones Who Live. And basically, I mean, I don't want to spoil it too much, but this will air after it has actually officially aired. So if you guys don't want to, you might want to plug your ears for the next 10 seconds. But the trailer itself is Michonne beating the shit out of someone in like full riot gear, and she knocks him to the floor, and the helmet's pulled back, and it's Rick, and he's back.
What?
Yeah.
They brought him back. Have they brought him back?
Yeah, because he didn't die, did he?
Yeah, I know, but didn't he? That's a question.
No, he didn't, did he? He flew off, didn't he, into, he got picked up, he fell off his horse, didn't he? He got impaled or whatever it was, and we all assumed that Rick was dead. And
spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you haven't watched that season of The Walking Dead, then you probably have already had it spoiled anyway. Where have you been? But I'm just completely unabashed. I will spoil it for you. Yeah, you fuckhead! I'm literally on that season now. You son of a bitch. But yeah. So anyway, and then of course he's flying off in the mysterious helicopter, isn't he? And they promised us. Christ, this must have been what? Close to 5 to 7 years ago now that Rick left The Walking Dead, and they were like, yeah, you're going to get 3 movies, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, nothing.
No, rubbish. Let it go. Give it up.
He's back anyway. No, you see, this is the problem. This is the problem. We stopped watching after, I don't know, 7, 8 seasons?
Yeah, no, it's done.
Yeah, so...
For too long.
Are you not curious, though?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you know you are.
But they dragged it on for too long, so let them do their thing, and they might get the views, they might not get the views, but everyone was so bored of it.
You know we got to watch it because now that Elsa gives us some extra cannon fodder for the podcast each week.
No, I'll let you watch it and then you can
Ah, no! You can't do that. You got to watch it with me.
Yeah. No. I'll let you watch it and then you can tell me.
Oh, boo. All right.
No,
then.
you can fill me in before the next podcast.
So, shall we move on to, I think, what might possibly be my favourite segment
Go on.
of the podcast?
Let's do it.
Shall we move on to conspiracy theory of the week?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is obviously this can be cut out, but just for chat, did you listen to the video I sent you of Alex Jones claiming that the frogs were being made gay?
Great gay frogs. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously there's the music video that I sent you that's been made. So obviously I'm going to chop in 20 seconds or something of that each podcast, and that is going to be our segue into conspiracy theory of the week. Mainly because I've also had it. As soon as I thought about conspiracy theory of the week, I thought that's fucking perfect. That Alex Jones going mental over gay frogs. Perfect.
All about gay frogs.
And I'm prepared to take the copy. I mean, I've been very, very careful to. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, everything on this podcast is signed, sealed, and delivered in terms of we should not get any copyright strikes. I can't help but break out into song either, and my wife hates it because she can't have a normal fucking conversation with me.
Yeah, my wife's not here, so I can sing it.
You can do as you wish.
Yeah, great delivery, wouldn't it? Go on.
One thing I should also mention to you, Tiggs, actually, as well, is the bots that are recording this conversation on Discord are actually recording our voices in 2 completely separate tracks. So don't worry about talking over me if you want to cut in, because I can equalize that post-production. So anyway, and I also need to talk to you after this podcast because I have some good news. Hang on, wait, right. Let's just catch up with chat. So sorry, my English isn't the best. What if you live near a river, then it floods with evolved zombie adapted to water? Ooh, that is a good one. So you're essentially saying if you are in a zombie apocalypse, you live near a body of water, whether it be a lake, a river, whatever, and the zombies were able to adapt. Yeah, I suppose it's as simple as that, isn't it? Just keep moving up a hill. But there you go. Problem solved. No further need for discussion. Just find a higher level of terrain and you're good. Yeah. Bye, dinghy. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, to be fair, Aquaman zombies would be pretty fucking terrifying.
Oh, mate, especially if they all come out with a trident, you'd be fucked.
I was just thinking, Tiggs, because obviously, we've got to think big, haven't we? Because me and you believe this will be a true success. This would be a perfect, join the Patreon and you'll get extended episodes. This is a perfect segment for the extended episode.
We're obviously speaking real life with zombies living in water and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so this would be a perfect extended episode. I'm always thinking ahead. But that would be pretty fucking terrifying. Shall we? Did you manage to find yourself a conspiracy theory of the week?
It's pretty soft because I wanted to start off pretty soft.
Yeah, no, you go first.
To be fair, it's really fucking thin.
That's fine. That's fine.
I wanted to put it out there because I wanted to. It's just one that I've always thought about, and I don't think many other people have. They might have, but it's never discussed to the point of the original point, if that makes sense. But I'll make it clear when we do it. Okay, that's fine. So, Tiggs, I went first in terms of my story. You feel like I set you up, and that's fine. That's a discussion for another day. Would you like to introduce your conspiracy theory of the week? Yes. So, okay. We always talk about in a very widely discussed. We have 2 opposing sides. So we have flat earthers.
Yeah.
And we don't. But we don't have
we have retards, and then we have sane people. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Carry on.
We don't talk about flat other planets.
That's a fair point. No, that's a fair point. And
we don't say, well, the sun must be flat if our planet's flat. We don't talk about Mercury, Venus, Uranus, Jupiter, and everything else being flat. Just Earth.
So is there a group of people who believe so they believe the Earth is flat, but they also believe that other planets are flat?
Yes.
Interesting, because obviously, like, the main theory, isn't it, obviously, of flat earthers is that everything that we see outside our back door is fake. That the Earth is flat, and that most of it is played on a giant digital screen or something, isn't it? And that Antarctica is an ice wall that's keeping us all from falling off the edge.
That's it. Basically, if you used to strim it down, that's what we're looking at. But no one ever talks about the other planets in our solar system. And now I don't know whether it's because they don't think there's other planets in our solar system, because I haven't done that much research into it. But as far as I can
why would
research,
this is not a scientific podcast.
There's no other discussions about a flat Mercury or Venus or Mars or anything else. It's just flat Earth.
I love this. That there is a subset of flat earthers that actually are like, oh, no. Fuck those idiots that think that it's a giant screen playing shit. No. The real conspiracy is why are we not discussing the other flat planets? I love that.
So what? Me and you are flat. We don't see each other in 3D, 4D, 5D, whatever else. We're just flat. My hands in my face. That.
I can see comments coming in, sort of Tolly's, like, the main ones. How can we see 2D circle in 3D? Yeah, I know, Tolly. We're not looking for rationale in these conspiracy theories, okay? Not particularly not this one, okay? There may be some conspiracy theories where you're like, well, actually, if you apply this rationale, it might actually make a little bit of sense. And I do have one lined up, but I'm going to save that for another podcast. And I think it may be the first one, Tig, that we actually may agree on.
I just want to go back to that. How can we see 2D and 3D?
No, I mean, I think what they're trying to say is that how could we, like, particularly, I mean, I suppose really the argument is that, like, obviously NASA is able to see these other planets and we know they're in 3D because they spin and we're not stupid. I think that their argument, the flat earthers' argument is that NASA is actually in on the conspiracy and is a fake agency and nobody's ever been to space. And
but why?
Well, exactly. What would be the point?
Right, okay, another podcast point. Fuck, we're building them up. We need to take notes. I need a pen and a paper.
We do. We need a pad.
The whole Matrix, like, why would
are
NASA the inbuilt people that are monitoring us and all of this kind of stuff? Yeah.
Where's me nose?
The thing, the physical side of life can show you, like, if you was to go out and lay on the grass or touch a leaf or, you know, feel the mud in your hands, the physical side of life will show you that this is it.
Yeah,
this is what you're in.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you believe in what you want to believe in. Even if I think you're about as far out there as you can get, you want to believe it. That's fine. That's fine. However, I can't get my head around flat earthers. I really can't.
No.
And I mean, the thing, I mean, like, what's the point? Like, what is the point? Like, what do they gain? Dude, my brain went full, like, shutdown buffer mode. Yeah. Like, what did the government gain from the, like? It just nothing computes on that one. And I am now obsessed with, and we'll look into this. I love the fact that there is a subset of flat earthers who think that the normal flat earthers are nuts and are angry that nobody is discussing flat planets in general. You know? That's made my evening. That was a good one. I like it. It is a good one,
and you should look at it because there's some of them.
Oh, I will.
Basically, because they believe, and it comes from a logical background that obviously that some physicists believe that the universe is flat, so everything in the universe is flat.
I bet he's another one as well that's going to argue that
have a spherical item in a flat. He just some people, yeah.
Yeah, no.
It goes quite in depth, but I mean, no one talks about like. All right, let's call it.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't know about it.
No one speaks about. All right, so if Earth's flat, every other planet in our solar system is flat, and then beyond that, no other,
Yeah.
And the very fact that the Milky Way, they can see it spinning and everything else is it flat.
The problem
Whatever else.
It's like religion, isn't it? Is that with flat Earth, it's a belief, okay? Like, and
That's
with religion.
Oh
yeah. No, I'm not going down a rabbit hole. I'm looking at the time, and I'm getting ready to wrap this one up so we can move on to my one, and then we can wrap up the podcast. But it's like it's religion, isn't it? It's you're being told something and you're taking it on faith. And basically, what flat earthers are saying is, I don't believe you've been to the moon, nor do I believe you've looked back at Earth and it's spherical. I think I'm being clever by saying, actually, the Earth's flat.
I love the sign. Like, if you look at the science they put behind it, they do all these light bending, and
I was about to say,
it was this time of and where the light angles down and blah blah blah, and it's like, listen, just accept Earth is fucking round. We know it. We've known it for years.
One of my favourite pastimes, and I probably shouldn't admit this too much. If you can believe it, everybody is listening. Outside of Magic the Gathering, I do actually have a favourite pastime, and it is watching. I do get a kind of. It's a guilty pleasure of watching.
Me showering.
Yes, yeah. Following 100 naked Japanese men as they hunt a bag of talismans. Is watching flat earthers dispel themselves. Right,
yeah.
When they're like, right, okay, so if we separate these two pieces of card by about 100 meters, and then we flash a light through it, and the camera, if the Earth was round, it wouldn't be able to see it, and they're like, and they do it, and they're like, that's weird, because obviously the science is proving it. It's brilliant.
We've just done my bit. Let's land your plane.
Right,
let's get yours out of the way.
This was new to me. Because obviously I was searching up, I was like, I need to find something, again, like something a bit lighthearted, maybe not so serious that would go too deep, too dark. And I came across this one and I was like, fucking really? Wow. Okay. And it was that our current King Charles, for however long that may be, but that's another subject, is actually, he's not a reptilian lizard king, that he is in fact a vampire. Okay, right. Okay, bear with me, because the links in this are fucking tenuous at best.
Lay your facts.
Apparently, back in the day, King Charles shares a common ancestor with Vlad the Impaler, who, of course, we all know was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Okay, because supposedly Vlad the Impaler, is well documented throughout history as being a ruthless warrior who stampeded across, I'm assuming, parts of Western Europe, I'm guessing at the time, and they would drink the blood of their fallen foes because they believed it gave them their strength of the warrior or something like that. Like I said, I haven't really researched this in any enormous depth. However, apparently, if you trace the ancestry back, right, and this is what I mean by
if you tell me this ends up at Count Dracula's castle, I'm going to end this podcast because I ain't interested.
And that's everything, folks. Good night. And that's what I mean by how these links are fucking tenuous. Apparently, he does share a common ancestor to Vlad the Impaler.
This is why I don't trust Wikipedia anymore.
So the long and short of it is this whole, and like, this isn't just like one person on Reddit, which of course, if you've ever been on Reddit, it's fucking awesome. Are you on Reddit, Tig?
I'll read it. I don't know if I'm on it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a bit concerned as to whether I should actually set you up with a Reddit account or not, because I'm concerned I may send you down a rabbit hole that we may not ever get you out of.
See, this is the problem is, Panda, when I watch this stuff and I read this stuff, I really go deep.
Well,
and then I end up on a dark web. And then I end up ordering stuff that I don't want to order. So it's probably not a good idea.
Just talking to your wife. Well, I started reading this post about somebody who had struggled with their plumbing and had accidentally got their hand caught. Next thing, I was ordering an AK-47. I don't know what went wrong.
I had a high-necked layover sleeve, and then I was stabbing people and I was cutting them, and it's not good. It's not a good look for me. I don't
Next
think.
thing, I was running an underground drug empire. So anyway, like I said, this isn't just one random weird guy rambling on Reddit because he's managed to, because apparently we can basically, what is it, like you're only 3 people away from anyone else in the world. So I think that logic would dictate that if you go back far enough within your ancestry, you will find. I mean, like, I think theoretically and realistically, if me and you both traced our ancestry back far enough, we would probably find a common link somewhere.
Between me and you?
Yeah. And I
think that's how we found each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has been known that the wealth did shag the help every now and again. So that's probably our link. Anyway, move on.
Great granddaddy.
Yeah, that laugh meant that we'll talk about that after the podcast. So basically that's all. That's pretty much the tenuous link that there is that they've traced the ancestry back far enough that they've been able to find a common link to Vlad the Impaler, aka Dracula. So now there's this small subset again that believes that he's not an Illuminati lizard king. He's in actual fact an immortal vampire. So I love the thought actually that that they actually have a crypt or mausoleum under Buckingham Palace where in fact the Queen is there now with everyone else. And then what?
Big Pete, you've got to understand that for this whole concept to be even remotely valid, that you have to believe in vampires.
Yeah, he said, that's why I was saying that the links are fucking tenuous at best. Like, that's this isn't.
If you did believe in vampires, you'd have to go back a millennia.
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty much like 1,000 years ago, wasn't it? That Vlad the Impaler was. I mean, I might be wrong, and somebody will probably fact check us and be like, "Well, actually, if you look back, it was actually 400." Yeah, we don't care. Okay, for the purposes of this podcast, we don't care. Okay. Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean. Like, this isn't just dipping your toes in the water of nuttiness. This is jumping both feet first. Like, you are so far out on this one. It's fucking
you're heading
awesome.
Both ways towards a weekend, if you can believe that. All right?
Yeah, 100%.
You got to be fucking. I think my conspiracy theory trumps this one.
Yeah, I do like yours.
100-fold.
I do like yours a lot.
Just because you got a lineage to someone that they thought might have been a vampire. He wasn't even a vampire. They couldn't even confirm
he wasn't a vampire. He just used to sticking the heads of his enemies on pikes and drinking their blood.
The whole of the world has done that at some point. You can go to the tribal.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't drunk the blood of their enemies before?
Do you know what I mean? Or scalp them or kick their head about in a fucking net. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
They've all done it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I reference a South Park episode where Cartman actually has a bully of his murdered, and he grinds them up into chili and then drinks the tears of the child who he did it to. So, it's a common running theme throughout human history.
On this one, Panda, I think my conspiracy theory wins because there's some logic behind it instead of just ancestry to a religious belief.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'll side with you on that one. Okay, so editing Panda, please add in some sort of, I don't know, confetti blast noise, some sort of ka-ching noise or something to indicate that you need a noise. We'll discuss this after the podcast. You need some sort of noise to indicate that you win, and we will notify everybody on the next podcast. We will notify everyone on the next week's podcast of whose noise sounds like what.
Let's get some votes, because I wouldn't mind a burping frog.
Burping frog, okay, I like
just because
that.
You're editor, and I'd like to see you conjure that shit up.
All right, challenge accepted. So you're going burping frog. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna have Alex Jones. I'm gonna find a soundbite of Alex Jones. I like it. I like. Oh,
Put it to the viewers.
All right, okay. Well, seeing as we're wrapping up, we will pass it over to chat. Hello, Parzival, as well. I did see. Yes, you're right. New podcast. We have a weekly podcast coming out, and because it is me and Tig, you of course do know who Tig actually is, but for the purposes of this podcast, he will remain Tig. This is a weekly thing that we are going to do each Friday now, and because we already do it anyway, it is going to be a regular thing. We're going to be an uber success, and if you've got any ideas or questions that you'd like us to answer or tackle, feel free. What's my celebratory you won conspiracy theory of the week noise? You got any ideas?
Woo-woo. Hi.
You got any ideas? Conspiracy theory of the week, like woohoo, you won noise. Dean, I mean, I'll edit that bit out. Tiggs wants a burping frog. Do you mean like a ribbit or like an actual burp?
I don't know. I'll think about it.
I was going to say, because I mean like a burping frog. Wubba lubba dub dub. I could have wubba lubba dub dub, couldn't I?
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Yeah, Rick and Morty, wubba lubba dub dub.
I'll think about mine.
Is that going to be copyrighted? Maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know. He just mentioned burping frog. Anyway, we better segue back in because I'll need some sort of cue. Okay, so okay, right. Okay, so burping frog for you, Tiggs, and I will have, I don't know, find out in next week's podcast.
We'll work it out.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, unless you've got anything more to add, Tiggs, we've actually run slightly over, but that's fine. We're still we've still got to edit it up. And we're still feeling our way. This is the pilot episode. Episode 1 is officially on March the 1st. Is that an omen? Because episode 1 on March 1st? I think that's a good omen, personally.
I like that.
I like that a lot too. I don't know what the I don't know what the subject, but we will obviously we will have spoken before that anyway, so we'll work that out.
Construct it a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll come together.
Today was a bit of a free flow, wasn't it?
But I do
that's
also
how our conversations go.
Yeah, exactly. But I do also have something to talk to you about off of podcast, which we'll jump into next, which you're gonna like. It's a good idea. Anyway, that's pretty much all. So would you like to say your piece, Tiggs, before we sign out?
Yo, peace out.
It's nice, clean, and simple. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you in the next podcast. Peace. And just so you know, there is no wind down like my streams. There is no countdown or whatever to the end. This is literally just going to stop.
Say goodbye. Just say goodbye.
So, no, it's all right. I've done that. I would edit from P's. I was just letting the people know who are listening. But anyway, thank you for joining us, Atoli. Thank you for joining us, Parzival. We're in the Discord, so